Hello, this is the Radio Geek, and today for you I have another little radio. Today I have the Sangean MMR-77. It's a multi-powered AM/FM two-band radio receiver. It comes in this box here, and I've already taken it out, and this is what it is. It's not very big. It's a nice sized little radio. It also comes with the things that you'd expect. The owner's manual, warranty card, and a few supplemental papers here. So basically it's an AM/FM emergency radio. It does not have the weather band radio on it. It's just strictly an AM and FM radio. So I'll point out some of the things we have here. We have on the front panel, we have the button to turn the dial light / flashlight on and off. We have LED indicators here for charging and for tuning. On this side of the radio we have the tuning knob and the volume on-off radio knob. On the very top we have your AM and FM selector switch for what band you want to listen to. And this button here will turn on the alarm sound, which is rather loud. And this is the dynamo itself, used for recharging the internal rechargeable battery. On this side we have a headphone jack and a DC input jack. There is no DC input power supply included with this radio. Right here is the battery compartment here, and it's attached to the radio so you can't lose it. That's nice. And it just takes two AA batteries. And this is the selector switch back here as far as where do you want the power to come from, either the batteries that you've put in here, the two AA's, or the dynamo, which is the crank and the rechargeable batteries inside. Now the rechargeable batteries inside, the built-in ones, are nickel metal hydride batteries, and they're two AAA size, and from what the manual has said. I have not taken it apart to look, but that's what the manual says that it is. And it also has your telescoping antenna over here, which is kind of a nice little design. It's very clever. They have a little catch here and a little recessed area here for your finger to get under, and you can pull it up like so, flip it all the way this way, and extend it all the way out. There you go. And it'll swivel back and forth and up and down, so it's got pretty good travel. When you're done, you just retract it and snap it back in there. Now the internal rechargeable batteries are, I guess, two AAA size, and there's been some online criticism saying that, oh well, they're only good for 500 charging cycles, and the only way to recharge them is with the crank. The input jack does not recharge the battery inside, nor does it recharge the batteries that you put in here, these AA's that you put in. It won't recharge either of those locations. It's strictly just to power the radio. So there were some online criticisms about that, but in reality it's just designed to be an emergency radio. So those internal batteries that are built in and this crank are designed for an emergency situation where you don't have power and you don't have batteries, and it'll get the radio working, and it'll get you the information that you need. It's not intended to be cycled a whole bunch of times where you charge it up and you listen to it for 4 or 5 hours, and you charge it and listen to 4 or 5 hours, you know, on a daily basis. It's not designed for that. That's why they have a spot for putting in the AA batteries of yours inside here. So I don't really think that's really a valid criticism. I just think it's just the way that it's designed, and because it's designed as an emergency radio, that's why they chose to do it. All in all, I like the radio a lot. It's very well built, and just the build quality is really nice. And everything fits together really good. It's got some things on it that are just little things, paying attention to detail. Sangean also does a good job, and they do pay attention to detail. For instance, when you're using the crank, it's got these ridges here for your hand to grip onto so it won't slip while you're cranking it. And in addition to that, on the speaker grill, the first 5 rows have little rubber nubs protruding out of their holes. I mean, just barely through the holes, but you can feel that rubber when you rub your hand on it. And so if you've got the radio like this, perhaps your thumb is here and your fingers are back here, and you're gonna turn that crank, that little bit of rubber sticking through there grips on your finger, and it doesn't like let your hand slip, and the radio follow your hand. It's perfectly put in place so that you can hang on to this and turn the crank. And as you can see, when you turn the crank, the green charging light comes on the front of the radio. So just very, very well thought out. The turning of the dynamo is really smooth. It feels like it's a quality piece of equipment, not like it's going to fall apart. And just the little touch of doing things like this with the rubber here in the grill for you to grip on is just an attention to detail that you don't usually see. There are a few things that are maybe could have been done better. The LED, or I shouldn't say LED, I'm not even sure if this is actually an LED or a bulb actually, but it's not very bright. It can't, at night it'll shine a light and you could probably read by it, like if you had it in this position and you had like a manual or a book or something here. It would certainly give you enough light, and you could see your way around the dark with it, don't get me wrong, and it does illuminate the dial for you too, which is nice. But it probably could have been better. They probably could have made it a brighter light, but perhaps they were thinking more in lines of getting more battery life out of the radio. But I'll turn it on for you here. You can see like it's the middle of the day here, so it's gonna look even dimmer than it is, but it's not super bright, and it's kind of got a yellow tint to it. And just looking at it, I really am questioning whether or not it's actually LED. I'm thinking it's probably some kind of a bulb, just the coloring and the brightness, but I could be wrong. It does not say in the manual that I could find whether it was LED or a bulb. So let's turn it on. We'll just kind of give it a listen. It's the middle of the day, so I wouldn't expect it to be picking up any DX stations this time of the day. But I have listened to it, and it sounds pretty good, and it does pretty well at picking up stations. So we'll turn it on and see what we get. Let's see. We'll just do the AM band first, and also on the front of the radio, if you look at where it says AM and FM, and I don't know if this is going to show up or not. Let me see. Let me zoom in here a bit. Okay, here we are zoomed in a little bit. And what I wanted to show you was where it says AM and FM. When you flip this band selector switch, it slides a little red marker depending on which band you're on. So I thought that was kind of a nice little touch, nice and big. You can see that pretty easily. So let me zoom back out here. All right, and we'll turn on the AM and we'll give it a little quick spin. Like I say, middle of the day, so not expecting DX, but it does receive well.
Field side of second base. Stuff with Simpson around a screen from Schilling, who slips it, goes to Bridges. Bridges, principal of DF Legacy Securities, an affiliated broker-dealer, member FINRA SIPC. They beat Northern Iowa by 4.
Having done a bunch of games in the minors, my first thing that I would have said one of my first baseball seasons is, it's a long season, and it kind of...
Watkins is okay, but I'm talking like a Julio Jones type or a Gronkowski type tight end.
There, that was just a quick scan of the AM band. A little bit of noise in there and stuff. My camera ran out of battery, so I got it plugged in. So probably causing a little bit more interference than normal, but it does receive well, and I'm sure at night it would certainly pick up a lot of stations. It's got a really nice, good sound to it. We'll flip on over to the FM section and give that a shot. Guess we should put up our antenna here. All right. Got this side there.
To produce 70 sons, but his family beyond it. And if that's not enough, Gideon also had one other son from a concubine from the city of Shechem.
Tell him that is thinking otherwise, he will literally lock it up, and he will run the wrong route or whatever. Just say, Mr.
Everything that we need to have faith, hope, and love.
93.7 B93.
Worries and what always don't be raining on my Mardi Gras parade for a minute. I ain't even listen to your I've been feeling it lately.
Well, we have a guaranteed superstar.
Back to the edge of jive. Where have you been hiding out lately, honey? On the ocean. Joy that you're giving me. I want you to know that I believe in your song.
Ladies, we've got your back. That's right. Walgreens Pharmacy.
Got quite a bit of volume.
I've been rescued by you.
Car with no muffler going.
You are faithful. I have faith in you.
Add some weights to it. See how you feel?
Sorry that I let you down.
Okay, I gotta do this for Talbert. The radio dance.
Good morning, Charlie Pride, and love her like the devil when you get back on Friday, April 13th.
Alright, so there you go. The AM/FM two-band multi-powered emergency radio, I guess, by Sangean, the MMR-77. I got this guy on Amazon for $39. It's a very nice radio, very well constructed. It works well. It's just quality through and through. Highly recommended if you're looking for something like this. And so, until next time, this is the Radio Geek.